Well, here we go. The prediction I'm sure you've all been waiting for. I'm almost certain that most of my subscribers are SEC fans or even Georgia fans. So, let's go on and get into it. The SEC Championship. It'll be airing at 4 o'clock on CBS with, of course, Gary Danielson and Brad Nessler as the announcers. LSU comes into this game at 9-3 with losses to Florida State, 24-23, Tennessee 40-13, and Texas A&M 38-23. But with good wins against Ole Miss 45-20, Alabama 32-31 in overtime, and Mississippi State 31-12 or 16. Sorry. And they're facing my Georgia Bulldogs, the number one team in the nation, at 12-0 with great wins against Oregon 49-3, South Carolina, who's ranked now, 48-7, Tennessee 27-13, and Mississippi State 45-19. It's going to be in Atlanta, Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Georgia is favored in this game by 17.5. Oh, I'm fired up for this game, boys. So, let's go ahead and get into it. Key players for LSU in this game. Jaden Daniels, 2,500 yards passing, 68.6% completion, 15 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. But that's not what makes his game really dangerous. He's a great runner of the football, 824 yards rushing with 11 touchdowns. The only thing that's going to bring him back in this game is he sustained an injury last week against Texas A&M late in the game. That may hinder him a little bit and make it so he's not completely 100%. So we'll see about that. Josh Williams, the walk-on running back, 481 yards rushing, 6 touchdowns. You also have Noah Cain and, what's his name? John Emery in that backfield too. That's going to be a dangerous backfield, but we'll see what happens. Malik Neighbors is their leading receiver, 726 yards receiving with a touchdown. The whole receiving room is really a bright spot for them. They have Keyshawn Butte, Jeray Jenkins, what's that tight end's name? The freshman tight end. I'm blanking on his name right now. But he's a danger. Mason Taylor, that's his name. And then on defense, you have the freshman phenom, Harold Perkins Jr., 7.5 sacks this year. He's a game changer on the football field. You also have players like B.J. Ojolari and players like that. Baskerville, yeah, that's his name. Baskerville in the secondary. So LSU, a solid team all around. Now we get to my Georgia Bulldogs and see their key players. Stetson Bennett, he's proved himself since last year. Who am I kidding? 3,100 yards passing, 16 touchdowns, 6 interceptions with a 67.2% completion percentage. Now, he's not looked the best over the last few games, which that could be a combination of the game plan and trying to do some more new stuff or anything like that. And he's just not been playing as well. But I'm sure for this opportunity, he's going to be playing lights out. We saw it against Tennessee after a few shoddy games that he had earlier in the year. And he's going to be running the football, I can see, especially in the red zone. Then we go to our rushers, which it's not just one rusher at the University of Georgia. It's a running back by committee. Kenny McIntosh, 654 yards rushing, 8 touchdowns. Dejon Edwards, 604 yards rushing, and 7 touchdowns. And if that's not enough, we have Kendall Milton, who has, I believe, 7 touchdowns as well, and about 400 yards rushing. And if that's not enough, we have the freshman phenom, Branson Robinson. At the receiving position, our leading receiver is Brock Bowers, 645 yards receiving, 5 touchdowns. Ladd McConkey, second, 606 yards receiving, 4 touchdowns. And, of course, we have the monster Darnell Washington, who's going to be helping us with blocking and receiving duties. We may even have A.D. Mitchell back for this game. We haven't had him back since, I believe, week 2 or 3. So we'll see about that. We also have Marcus Rosemy-Jacksaint, who's a good situational receiver. And we have other guys like Dominic Blaylock, Kyrus Jackson, Dylan Bell that are going to be helping from the slot. So, receiving, we should be fine. Jamal Dumas-Johnson leads the team with 3 sacks, which we haven't got to the quarterback in sacks all year, really. That Tennessee game, we had that spike in sacks, but we've pressured the quarterback well. Keely Ringo, Malachi Starks, and Chris Smith all lead the team with 2 interceptions each. So, our defense, we're going to be just fine. So, what do I think about the game? How do I think it's going to go? Well, yeah, I know it's going to surprise you, but I think Georgia's going to win and cover. I just don't think LSU is going to be able to contend with a Georgia team that's hungry for a SEC championship first, then a national championship, because of how we lost it last year. And I'm sure Kirby has got all the players just hyped up for that. So I'm gonna cut off my ranting and just cut this short so I'm not just rambling on about it. It's going to be a great game, so I hope you all tune into it. Well, it's going to be a great game if you're a Georgia fan. So, anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and as always, go Dogs.